Good evening, viewers, and welcome to yet another edition of Gunjur Online. And we are still on the subject of griotism, as the French call it, 1700s or during the 17th century. We have already covered a little bit of the griotism that is to do with string instruments and griotism that is to do with the functions of the griot that is being following the king, the nobles, and the orators and narrators and performers. For this episode today, we will be talking and dealing with a special part of griotism, which is actually to do with percussions and masquerade, especially masquerade. And in accordance with this masquerade, as we know, griotism also has, or masquerade is also part of griotism. But this side is to do with percussions and also masks. And it is a part that deals also with a lot of spiritualism, fetishism, fetish, that is our rituals. And on tonight's show, we will be talking about a special masquerade that actually originated from somewhere in West Africa. And to go into details of all that, with me today we have a special guest who is called Gaza Goswell. I will call Gaza on stage or rather online, to present himself first before we get into the program itself. Gaza Goswell, welcome on Gunjur Online.
Thank you very much, Papa J, and thank you to the Gunjur Online team. And I am pleased to be here today. My name is Gaza Goswell. I live in Stockholm, member of Odile Hunting Society / Stockholm Hunting Society. So I'm here on this program tonight just to share the little bit of experience that I've had, things that I've inherited from my fathers that were doing this, as you call it, the Aku and the Hunting Society itself, as we normally call it in the Gambia, and in the original word to call it, it's the Awo itself. So I'm pleased to be here, Papa J.
Welcome, Gaza. Before we go into the program, Gaza, we are about to talk about the Hunting Society, and hence this is a society to do with masquerade. I would just love to give an example of the existence of such societies within different tribes in the whole of West Africa. For example, if we go into the Jola, they have the Kumpu. If we go into, let's say, the Guineans, they have like the Kakilambe, and we have also what we call the Mama Para in the Gambia. These are all different masquerades that actually represent and talk about and actually, yes, represent the function which is all about our rituals and spirituality, especially being secret societies. Now, Gaza, where or which tribe in the Gambia does this secret society belong to, and what is the name of the secret society?
Well, as we all know, in the Gambia, this society, it's been known by the Aku tribe, and it was the Aku tribe that was being known to playing and performing this spiritual um, um, tradition that we've been
Ritual.
having, rituals that we've been having, right? Actually, I don't know, but it started all the way. Um, it's a culture and a tradition that came all the way from Nigeria to Sierra Leone, and from Sierra Leone to the Gambia itself. We all know the history about the slave trade in West Africa, and with this is one of the richest culture that has been brought back to our homeland, the Gambia.
Mm. Yes. So, what is a hunting, and is there any other name for hunting, Gaza?
Yeah, we call it hunting in the Gambia, and the outside the Yoruba name of it, it's called awo. And,
Awo.
and the awo means it's a secret society. And we go if you want to have a little bit of a history, this is a history of a hunter, of a demon that was disturbing a whole village back home, and it's been killing animals, it's been killing people, and it was a very, very tragic situation. And it came a point where the villages and the town city decided we need to do something out of this. Knowing the Africa that we live for the past 100 years, we know so many things. We have had so many stories about things that happen. So they came to this point where a hunter decided that they were going to hunt this demon and try to make sure that this demon has been eradicated and killed and free, so the people can live in peace and tranquility. So there was one thing that people observed: a palm tree, the leaves of the palm tree, if you have it around you, the demon pretends to avoid people around it. So that's why it's not very, 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 very unusual to see the hunting plane on in the streets, and you see the green leaves right on it and around it, because this was the medicine, the thing that the people used then by then to make sure that the demon was caught. So knowing that the demon was scared of this green leaf from the palm tree, I should call it, which in the hunting society we call it Mario,
Mario.
Mario. So having the Mario around you and
Hmm.
tying it up, the demon tends to avoid you. So it seems like there was something in that Mario. And because of that, and the hunter knowing this, he used the opportunity with the Mario and got and hunted this demon and make chase this demon. And they, at the end, they finally decided that they killed the demon. And with that, there was something more, because of, as people say, it's an empty barrel doesn't kill anything. It
Hmm.
was people that were gifted, that knew how to handle this and how to tackle this problem for a whole community, and they succeeded in it. So by
Hmm.
then, as a recognition, by to recognize that this is something that was very successful, coming out
Hmm.
of the bushes and coming out, this ritual continues from the community from Nigeria, and then they move to West Africa, knowing the slave trade when it happens.
Hmm.
People migrate within the West Africa itself. Then
Hmm.
they move it to Sierra Leone. They follow the people back to Sierra Leone, which is Freetown. And Freetown, knowing the history of colonialism, all
Colonialism.
yeah, knowing
Colonialism.
colonialism,
Yeah.
yeah. So when the slave trade ended, everyone was being dumped in Freetown, and that's why they call it
So yeah,
Freetown.
that was 18.
Yeah,
Anyway, yeah,
yeah, and that's
1809.
and that's why the capital is called Freetown today, because
Yeah,
we have
yeah.
people from different ethnic groups and nationalities that came, and we are dumped there and they gathered there.
The
So
town
people,
of freedom.
yeah, the town of freedom, exactly. So from there, people started migrating, and one of my fathers and my great fathers, they moved to Gambia, and coming to Gambia, they brought along this history with the hunting into the Gambia. So that's why it was well known with the Aku people, that Aku tribe, that we are doing it. But today we can see it's people from different ethnic, as a Gambian, as a community, they join these groups and they play this group, getting to know the history and getting to know what is right in it. So I will come into that a little bit later.
Later. Thank you very much, Gather. Now, hence the name, the other name being the secret society.
Mm.
What makes it a secret society, Gather?
What makes it
What does it do in the society?
um what makes it a secret society? Because there are rituals being done in it,
Mhm,
and rituals that will protect people, the
mhm.
community, rituals that will heal people, and rituals that will fight against evil and to keep safeguard the people themselves. So with that,
Beautiful.
and with that, you understand, people that normally do that, they don't do it
Mm,
out during the broad daylight. There are things that need to be done and be done in a very secretive way.
that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah. So, Gaza, how many masquerades are there? Because I understand it being called hunting owl, but yet still, when one see, which we will show short videos of them later. But how many masquerades are there within this society?
Within this society, it came along with the aho, that's we call the hunting itself,
Mm-hmm,
and then there is the oje. The oje
mm-hmm,
is that we normally call the pakin back
mm-hmm.
home, and then we have the fairy that people call the gese, that people always enjoy most of the time because of the drumming and everything that goes along with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Gaza, I think now we are at a juncture where I will like to ask you a question to describe each of these masquerades, and after describing them individually, we will show the public masquerade video shows of these different masks as well. But then, first of all, I will start by asking you what the function of the owl or the one that we call haunting, what does it do?
Um, with the hunting, as I mentioned earlier on, it has different functions within our community.
Mm,
And once you are in it, it's a procedure. You can't just get up from the street and
the
join
society.
the society itself.
Mm.
It's like registering to the military. I will just give it registering to the military.
As an
You
example.
Yeah, as an example, and you are being recruited, and when you're
Mhm,
recruited, then you join, and from there you have different stages that comes after that, because it's of different ranks, and that is the same thing with the hunting, and I believe that's the same concept too with the oje. And the fairy, the gese, I'm not sure yet, because of it's the gese. I think you need to go through that process, but I just don't want to mislead the people that are listening. But
mhm,
the hunting itself, it has different functions, and they play in different functions, and the functions they play in, they as I said, it's a
their
healing.
performances.
Yeah, it's a healing. It's not only we play it just to entertain, but it's a healing, and it's a protection, and it fights against evil, and it wants to bring peace within the people, within the
Mhm,
community itself. So within that, there are different performances that we do.
mhm,
We play when a member of the society dies. We play for day, and it's called abiku, and that's mean that we are mourning of a member. And we can play when ceremonies like weddings happen, like if a member of the society it's getting married, obviously it's a joyous moment. We go
mhm,
and celebrate, and participate, and it's a family thing, and
mhm,
show the member himself or herself that this is your family, and we're here to celebrate with you. But there are other performances that we do. the other performances is we play the Ogunde play, and the Ogunde play, it's when we play for the hunting itself. And when I say when we play for the hunting itself, because of there is something in the hunting that we celebrate, that keeps us there, and that does all this job, that we go to, that we are into, that makes us be a hunter, and that makes us be members of that society. So that means it's like just celebrating your birthday every year. So Ogun Day, it's the day that we play for the hunting itself. And then we can have plays like Abuja play. It's a play for the Abujas, all the members, the boys that are there, the male guys that are there, and we
So,
have the
so the Abuja, excuse me, the Abujas, they are the male members of the society.
exactly. And
Okay.
these are the young boys and young men that you see at the back of the hunting, singing and shouting and carrying, going with the awulas and hitting. And these are the
Yeah,
abujas.
it's like they have two pieces of wood and they clap them
Yeah,
together.
and that's what we call awula. Uh,
Aula.
yes, and this is what we use, and these are the abujas that brings the salt, the taste of this playing. And
Mhm.
these are the people that sing from morning to dawn, and they can't even feel that I've been playing for 12 hours, because of the energy and the love and the passion that they have.
Is there a lead singer whilst this performance is being done?
Yeah, we have the Ileri, and the Ileri is the one that leads, and then the Abujis and the Bugbo, as we call it, all follows, and you have the lead singer, as you said, and we call him the Ileri.
Okay. And during this time, before the singing and the clapping, or maybe after, do you have something that is very, very important with the hunting and the oje and the gese or fairy, which resembles a whistle somehow
Yeah,
that comes into performance as well?
yeah. Thank you, Papa J. That's a very important point here. Um, as as a society, you need to prepare yourself. We understand today it's a ceremonial play, or we're going to play for this special occasion. We have a team lineup, and everyone has his role to perform in that society. And then, as I mentioned earlier on, you have the Abujas with the Bogbos that will sing. You have the Ileri that's the lead singer that will lead the singing. But at the same time, you have the Onifere, and the Onifere is the one that comes with the whistle. And with the whistle, the Onifere, when everything is being prepared, and the devil, I would say the devil, or the owl, it's the devil, it's about to come.
Mm.
The Onifere goes out and blows the whistle to draw attention, to tell people this is happening, and the masquerade it's coming out.
And what is the name of the whistle itself? If the person blowing it is called the Oni Fere,
Yeah,
what is the name of the whistle itself?
it's called the fere itself.
The Fere.
Yeah,
Okay,
and
continue,
and
please.
what the fere does, the fere sends messages, and it sends um it it draws attention to the people. And
Hmm.
as you might as you might know, there is a story about this fairy that said, when you remember when I was talking about this hunter
Mm.
from the
Yeah,
origin.
yeah.
Yeah, that the hunter uses the fairy by then to draw attention for the animals around. So because of hearing the noise and the sound of the fairy, how sweet it was, the animals were curious to know exactly what was it that was blowing. And
Hmm.
this draws the attention to them, and then he will use the gun to shoot them when he was hunting. And this is
Yes,
this.
in other words, the fairy whistle, it's used to attract both the positive and the negative animals, either to eat at home or to kill to protect
Yeah.
the human beings.
Yeah, you can say it pretty much.
Yeah.
It's like that, and
Mm.
this is the modern days now that we use now, because when the fairy goes, you see, instead of having animals, we have people coming out because they know
Mhm.
there is something happening. But we have to be cautious too, because of it's not all the time when the fairy goes that it brings good news.
Mhm.
Because of when the fairy goes, it might be that the pharaoh is informing the people that the society, someone, we have lost a member of the society.
Mm.
But people that are hunters that understand the language of the fairy will be the only people that will understand the tune. And maybe some people nowadays, like people normally say in Gambia, in Banjul, people have had this sound and growing with this sound. Even though you are not a hunter, you might know, oh, I've had this sound somewhere. But when it sounded by then, it wasn't something good. And it's the same sound that's going. So
Mhm.
what's
So
happened?
you get acquainted to the sound and the message the sound is giving to the society.
That's right. That's pretty right.
I think, thank you very much, Gaza Goswell. Well, explicit explanation of the haunting, and as you call it, the general name being Awo. At this juncture, I think we will leave Gaza from talking too much so that he can drink some water and cool his throat. Whilst we do that, ladies and gentlemen, we will give you a short presentation, a video presentation of the haunting, and for you to see how the whole haunting society performs when it's about the haunting masquerade. Gaza, a fantastic display of the hunting there. And but Gaza, I want to ask you, seeing the male and the hunting masquerade, and then later I saw a group of beautiful women following. Do you have a special name for these women, and what is their function, and when do they appear within the hunting ceremony?
Actually, Papa J, that's a very good question because people tend to believe that the hunting is only for male, for guys,
Mm.
for men. But um, we have women too in every society, and these women are very important. Actually, they don't take part in all the other stuff that happens within the
Like
inside
the rituals.
us. Yeah, and there's certain things that are very, very, very not okay, which people tend, which we believe that if certain women experience those things, they can cause burial of the womb and other stuff. So we
Yeah,
tend to
yeah, yeah, yeah. It can tamper with their pregnancy, or
yeah,
their menstrual. Yeah. Okay.
these things are definitely are not for women, and but at the same time we need them because
Yeah.
we have group of men that will go and do all this, play the whole day, and they will need to eat when the day ends and all other stuff. And when we are playing too, it's always beautiful to have them on the side and they help with the singing and the clapping. But
Hmm.
you see that they always sit on the side. If the bookbo, what I call the bookbo, if the crowd, the people that are drumming and singing, the men are on one side, you have the female on the other side and helping to make it a little bit more tasty. They are the salt in it as well,
Yes.
and we call them yummies. These are the
Yeah.
yummies.
They are the Yamis. And Gaza, I think what you're trying to explain here about the women, it is not that the women are extracted or that they shouldn't be part of any ceremony or rituals. But this reminds me of one of our multi-African multi-geniuses called Mhotep, and
Mhm.
him creating, or actually first having the knowledge of astrology and astronomy all over the world, what he saw amongst the constellation of the stars was actually, just to show the difference or the comparison between men and women, is the fact that within the constellation of the stars, within the African belief system, it is the woman that gives the man the fruit of knowledge for him to become a king.
Yeah,
So I think that explains a lot without explanation. I mean,
yeah,
the women have their beautiful roles in our society,
yeah,
and the men have their beautiful roles in the society. Without the woman, there wouldn't be any man. Without the man, there wouldn't be any woman. But then, like Mhotep uses it, the woman has the fruit of knowledge. When he gives it to the man becomes a king. I think that shows
yeah.
difference, but then at the same time, the balance between the two.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah,
And and
yeah,
and,
yeah,
and in the society, we need them as well because
exactly.
they give us the knowledge and they give us the energy that we need.
Fantastic, fantastic. So with that, Gaza, I would like you to take us on the second masquerade, and its name. I think it was the OJ. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
We
Could
have,
we could we talk a little bit about the OJ or the Pakin?
yeah. I can say a little bit about the packing, even though I'm not a packing member, but it goes side by side with the hunting. We almost share the same how should I call it, the same restriction, the same um, mo- um mo- motive.
Yeah, the same functions. Yeah.
The same functions in it, because they have the same. They do burial, funeral plays. They do wedding as well, and they have other functions that they do. And the most important thing there, it's like it's a secret society, and it's embedded with so many stuff in them, as well as we have found in the hunting as well. Because even though some people normally tell you, if you are not, if you are a hunter and you are not a member of a OJ, then there's something missing, because you need to be a part of an OJ to become a full-fledged hunter man, to become a full-fledged. Because if you see, the people that are doing the OJ are the same people that are playing the hunting as well.
Okay. So in other words, I mean, the packing. It sounds like it is the first initiation that can lead you to the hunting.
Yeah. Or the hunting can be the first initiative, and then you can move to the OJ.
Okay,
So
but
I'm
then
not
but then
pretty much sure, but one
yeah,
of
but
them,
you
yeah, you can interact with them, because
exactly.
you can say that it's the same members, the same people. If you, I can say 80% of the people that are playing the hunting are playing the OJ.
So in other words, they complete each other.
They complete each other.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful. I think with that beautiful description, we can go into letting the viewers see and feel the video of the audio, otherwise also called the packing,
Yeah.
and just relate to what Gaza is talking about. The video of the OJ, otherwise called the packing, will be the one to be displayed now, to show the viewers what an OJ is, or the other name is packing.
Again, as we call it back home.
Yes, back home.
Yeah.
Uh,
I think this is an interesting program, because I love culture, Papa J.
yeah, yeah.
And
There's,
and, and,
you
and
know,
there's a time we need to teach our kids where we're from, our identity.
exactly, and
Uh, uh,
it's like what Bob Marley said, at Gaza. A man without the knowledge of his past or her past is like a tree without roots.
yeah.
So I totally agree.
So people that knows me well, they know how much I am so much into my culture, and how much I love my culture. Because
That
I believe I have one of the richest culture. As we just wait for to see, so the people will see what exactly they've seen. The hunting, the
yes,
packing will come, and you never know.
yeah,
Maybe
exactly,
I might
exactly,
decide to go
exactly.
and join
Yes.
the packing to complete my journey, and.
Yeah, yeah. I think Gaza. I have already joined your field that you are passionate about. I cannot do anything else other than working with the culture. But at
Yeah.
this juncture, ladies and gentlemen, we will be presenting you right now the video of the Oje or Pakin. We're presenting it right now.
Ọwọ́ kọ́ ọ̀fọ̀ olóko ọbẹ̀ yẹn kó sí olóko ọbẹ̀ yìí.
Wow. Gaza, that was powerful. I mean, I was feeling chills all over my body. Definitely, you know, with the utterances of the sounds that were coming from each of them. But Gaza, the first one, I hope is not Father Christmas you took from Europe to Africa.
You never know. You never know, Papa G.
Yeah. The clothes is amazing, but I mean, just the presentation that they did when they came to the members, and you know the words that were uttered. One doesn't even have to hear the words, but I can feel the power of the prayers they were doing. So I think I can understand what you mean by one has to be within the OJ packing, and that will do a completion with the hunting, or vice versa.
Yeah, because if you listen to that, if you listen to the language that we speak, it's almost the same language, the Hausa
Yeah.
language that we both using on both the OJ and the hunting itself. So we understand each other. So if you're a hunter, you understand exactly what the language that they are speaking on the other side as well. So they complete each other. And you know the beautiful thing about the OJ, it's the rhythm of the tune, the sound that's coming, the way they sing, and you could hear the sticks going, kak, kak, kak. You know, you can't just go anyhow. It's a
Yeah,
rhythm. You have to be
yeah.
part of
Okay, there. Let me make a remark, because normally in the others it goes like,
it. Yeah,
but
yeah,
here it's
yeah, exactly.
all right. Yeah, that's a distinct one. But then, before going further, Gaza, I want, if it is okay, I want to take us back again to the name Awo. Does it have any connection to the fact that in the Gambia people call Awo Agugu?
Well, it might be because but the only thing that I'm sure agugu, it's another word that was used with another language. You know, when you have the what should I say, when you have the Swedish people and the Norwegian people,
Yeah, like a
Swedish
dialect.
like a dialect, and it changes like that. So the agugu, the people call it agugu somewhere. I think was it in Nigeria, or but in Sierra Leone, you know, in Sierra Leone
No,
they
in
call it
Sierra Leone they call it Cambra.
Canberra, exactly.
Cambra, yeah.
Yeah,
That's the no, sorry, Cumbra.
Cumbra. Okay.
Yes, that is the mother society.
Yeah, and with the Agugu, the name follows because even in South America,
Yeah.
Latin America, in Cuba, you have it, and they call it Agugu
Yeah,
because
but that must be in conjunction with slavery
exactly.
that it
So
migrated there.
yeah,
Or
so
it could also be, excuse me, let me come, because people think the migration of Africans away from Africa is just through slavery. And there has actually been a migration before slavery, two different migrations. That is one by Ramses II, and I think this is what even brought the Olmec civilization to America. And then the other one is by Abu Bakr II from Mali, who actually gave his throne to Mansa Musa and took a voyage with 200 ships, 200 people, and they migrated and went to the Americas and never returned.
exactly. So
Yeah,
we can see, even though the slave trade was most of it a negative side, but it has integrated us, and the culture lives, and people have taken along these cultures, not only in Africa but even outside the boundaries of Africa. Like I said,
that's true. That's
yeah,
true. That's true. That's true. Beautiful, 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 Gaza. I think without wasting time, I'm sure the viewers can't wait to see the third Masquerade, which is also so beautiful. But we will come back and talk about that third one. And I think the third Masquerade, Gaza, is called the Gese or
the
the
the fairy.
Fairy. Yes,
Yeah,
ladies and gentlemen, we are now going to show you the third masquerade called the Gese, or some people call it the Fairy. Oh, Gaza, you see, I can't stop shaking it. I can't stop shaking it. Oh, oh, it's fun. And not only being a secret society and not being just a masquerade, but I think the melody, the rhythms sound so
Yeah,
beautiful. It invites all nationalities to join and dance and understand how the steps should go.
exactly, exactly. It takes,
Mhm.
you need to know exactly what's going on as well. But the rhythm is nice, and that's the best, pretty much the best thing about the fairy, because the fairy seems to be like it's the lighter version of, if you compare the hunting and the OJ. It's a
Mhm.
so the fairy hasn't come to that standard, and it
Mhm.
feels like anyone can play the fairy, anyone can
Yeah,
enjoy the fairy as far as you know what's going on. But the
yeah.
basic thing that the three of them share together, it's the secret thing, that it's a
Mhm.
secret thing. And when you perform it, you do it on your own, and then you do it outside, and it's you can't go out saying, oh, it was Papa G that was there. You don't talk about things like that. And
No.
this is the basic thing that people understand, and this is what makes it more exciting. And
Mhm.
I enjoy the fairy, because the fairy for me, it's like it comes only during joyous moments.
Yeah.
I have never heard people saying we're going to play a funeral because someone has died for the fairy, or other stuff like that. So the
Mhm.
fairy comes with ceremonial activities, programs,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
weddings,
Yeah.
birthdays, and
Yeah.
cultural activities,
Entertainment.
entertainment. Yeah, that's exactly what that the difference with the fairy. And you could see in the streets of Banjul, even the kids, they play their own fairy. They go and let nahumbate dagan rek, as they call it.
Dagan like more wow, muy diga, muy diga. And then another thing that I noticed with the fairy, all three of the masquerade of the fairy, it resembles the feminine, the female.
Yeah.
So
But
could it also be like bringing the haunting and the OJ version within the fairy to make it a little bit lighter as well? Because here is male, and as we know, is man and woman that makes it click.
uh,
So they also, I think it will be very boring for such masquerade to go around the world the whole year without having a woman by
you can say that. You can say that, Papa J. But at the same time, you know, the costume, the outfit,
Mm,
it depends upon what the team can be. If if
yeah.
if it's a wedding, let's say for
Mm,
example, you can have
mm.
both male and female. And
Okay.
the male one, you can dress in a costume, like a bride, and the female, you can dress like a bridegroom, and it all comes out depending on
Okay. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. It can take both
Yeah.
forms. Okay. I see. I
So we
see.
tend to
Beautiful.
go with the female, because with the glittering and all other stuff, it looks it more fancy.
Yes.
That's
And
what I'm saying.
also,
Yeah.
actually, you have the OJ is male, totally male, and then the haunting is totally male. So I think
Mhm.
it's fair
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
It
right.
looks beautiful. Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Mhm.
So Gaza, if we come down to a question again about the composition of of uh, of the whole, hence we are talking about the society. I think it's important to talk about the what comprises of this society, both from the members and the instruments or the gadgets that are used to create the society as a whole. Is there drums? We have already talked about the whistle. Is there other things that are within it?
Yeah. As we mentioned earlier on, and now we're going back to the hunting itself, and after playing with the hunting, um, as a whole,
Mm,
we you have the fere that we have discussed earlier on,
which is
and
the whistle.
which is the visual, and
Yeah.
we have the onibile. The onibile, that's the one that leads the lead man with the gun, as we know, with the hunter. And
Why, excuse me, why is the Onibele, why is he having a gun? What is the signification of the gun?
because the signification of the gun, you remember the story that we started with the hunter with the gun trying to shoot to kill this
Okay, so that
demon.
represents the
Yeah,
hunter that is shooting the evil
yeah,
spirit.
yeah,
Okay.
exactly. And then the onibile leads, and the hunting, the devil itself, it's being dictated and follows by the rules and regulation of this man, which is the onibile.
All
he,
right.
he's
Okay.
the one that decides. He's the eyes.
So he's the driver.
Yeah, he's the eye, and he's the one that leads everything. And then you
Mm.
then you have the onisawe. Onisawe, you see the guy that normally holds the, like, the little bit of calabash right behind, we
Yes,
sprinkling.
and sprinkling. Yeah.
Exactly, and that's the onisawe. And onisawe,
Onisawe.
and he's the one that clears all the dirts that goes around the area. And after the,
Oh, so that is like the negativity. He washes all the negative away from.
yeah, and even on the roads where we go, the Onisawe can clear the roads, and the path that we go through. So
Mm,
we have the Onisawe too.
Onisawe.
Yeah, and we, as I mentioned too earlier on, the society, it's been managed by different categories.
Hmm.
You have the Ajade, you have the Ashipa, you have the Olukotu, you have the Atatas, you have the Abujas. You have the,
Can you talk about each of them just a little bit so that people understand what their functions are and
yeah,
where they are?
the Ajade. He's the top. Normally, you have the Ajade. That's the head of the society himself, and he makes the decisions. Then you have the Ashipa Bologu. He's the one that deals with when it comes with the medicine itself. Anything that concerns with the medicine.
It's like the marabu.
Yeah, yeah, you can call it like that. But he's the one that deals with the Ashipa. He's the one that does that. And then you have the Olukotu. The Kotu, they are the ones that normally build this hunting itself when it's being formed. And then you have the Atatas. The Atatas, they are the big senior members in the society that helps out. And then we talked about the Yamis, the female wing. And then we talked about the Abujas, which is the male wing of the society. And then you have people that we are still recruiting, that have us,
Excuse
that
me.
that follow us, but they are at a distance, and they follow us. And when we see potential, and when we see everything, they are on the training, and we bring them into the society, as we
Hmm.
call.
Hmm.
So we all that we perform during the day, and after the day it's done. Then normally we play what we call the egere in the evenings.
Okay. But then within the description of the different elements within, that is the different grouping of the groups, and then also the instruments like the whistle. I think you also have a set of drums as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And
And what
no,
what are they called?
yeah, normally it's good you mentioned that, because we don't use the drums during the day when we play on the streets. We use the drums when we play the egere in the evenings. And with the egere, you have the three drums, and you have the egere itself, which is the lead
Uh-huh.
drum. And
Hmm.
then you have the fere, which is the fere. You have had the name of the fere before, which is the whistle, and it follows the tune and the tone of the music of the whistle itself whilst we're playing that. So we have
Okay.
the egere, and then we have the akko, and the akko, it's the one that keeps the rhythm
Yeah.
of the music when they are being played. and,
Hmm.
and you
So
could see you could see if you have a real hunter that's play that a good dancer that's dancing. you could see he follows every step of the drums of the drums, the rhythm and the beating of the drum. That is how it does. It just doesn't dance like anyhow. It follows the air rules. It follows the drum.
Yeah, yeah. So it is being marked by, is it especially by the lead drum, which is called agere?
Yeah, the
Yes.
get the Egere man. He's the one that brings the quorum, the salt out of it, and you he's the man that he most of it when the drums are being beat.
Yes, I think also one part that I just want to add, sorry, Gaza, not to disrespect you, but the way I hear you pronounce the Egere, maybe that is the part that came with the migration of these to the Gambia. But I think in Nigeria and Sierra Leone, they call it Agere.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
Agere.
might be right.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. So Gaza, if you put these three drums together, these drums, if you put them together, what name do you call it?
we, we have the whole Agbo. We have the whole
Then it's called Agbo.
Yes, we have the whole Agbo. And then with the whole Agbo, you have the trade drums, you have the Ileri lead singer, and then you have the Bugbo at the back, and we have the whole Agbo.
Gaza, already I cannot stop thinking about the rhythm and the way the women were dancing it, the way the masquerade was, especially with the fairy. I will, at this juncture, I will request actually for us to bring back the video of the fairy one more time to the people. I can't, the desire to move is very strong in me, hearing the elements of that rhythm. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think we will bring you back the fairy and the drumming of the fairy for you to have the educational entertainment complete. The video of the fairy is what is coming now. The video of the fairy. Video.
say yes,
I
oh
say,
Mandira, I say yes,
good
oh.
afternoon. We fumble them. We Clio, Aku fumble them all over the world. What you want to do with a try introduce the world to una special performance and una special tribal thing. Una forgive us. Papa J no Eric Creos too much the body it is
Papa J, yeah, I think you're much better than I am actually. It's interesting because if you listen to the music that was being played with the fairy, it was
Yeah, I thought I did something. I keep hearing my name, Papa J.
it was it was a matrimonial song as well. It was the Oko and the Yahweh, and the Yahweh was the female one, and the Oko was the male one, and it was a matrimonial song. And the father's bride, uh, the bride's father has already accepted the wedding, and the
Yeah,
mother has accepted the wedding. So who can come again in between them? That was,
nobody.
yeah, exactly, and God has accepted.
Wow, wow. No, but that was actually a fantastic video being presented there. It says a lot, and even looking at the people, the joy that was in the room, I could feel it from here, and the way the drums were sounding, this singing as well. Honestly, it's such an amazing thing. Now that make I want tell we fumble them, we create fumble them. Hence this now on a thing with a beg for forgiveness if we pull something where we no like, and we hope say una all enjoy. The reason why would they do this thing now for the picking them tomorrow for let them know waiting this thing where when a powerful thing within with society, and hence we all know say all thing they die, all thing, all society. The reason where we can make me had to do this program safe now for the revival so that things not die how we they die, because man they mix up things from the culture of before, man they mix up things even our traditional rituals them and the like. So now that makes I think say if we do things like this, still keep the secret where it is, it go make more of the picking them come turn back to the roots, try pull the roots to into the future as well. So ladies and gentlemen, Papa J was just trying his broken Aku Creole, and I hope myself they understand what I was trying
Uh,
to
Papa J, Papa J, what you said in Creole, I got so that's that's an Aku child. I can't say that. I was really impressed, and
say.
it, it's sad though because of I miss. I guess the whole team of the Stockholm Hunting Society, and I believe not only Stockholm Hunting Society, but the people in the diaspora and back home, we miss this culture this year due to the COVID-19.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
it's very sad, we couldn't have this year, but hopefully by next year, um everything will be all right, and we will go back and we will promote the culture that we are, and we should
Yes,
be very proud of our people.
actually, Gaza, at this juncture, I would like it if you can market for yourselves. If you can tell the people when does these activities happen in Stockholm, and on what occasions and where, so that people can try to come and join, because I always love it every year.
Yeah, actually, we in Stockholm, the Stockholm Hunting Society, what we normally have the annual play on Easter, every Easter, and it's here in Stockholm, and we normally have people from all over the world, from the US, all over Europe and UK. They normally come and join us during the Easter, and that's when we bring out our latest displays, our latest masquerades, and this is a tradition that we've been holding here, and people tend to appreciate it more, and our kids are learning from it because of they need to know where they're from. They need to know their identity, and this is why we're doing it. So everyone is welcome. Next year we haven't done it this year, but next year it's gonna be a double celebration, things that you haven't seen already, and it's gonna be a massive one.
Do
Hopefully,
you
we
have a do you have a website or a link where people can check when your programs are?
yeah, we have the link Stockholm Hunting Society. It's on Facebook, and you have the Gambian Christian community in Stockholm, as in Sweden, here as well. If you follow that, the flyers normally come already by
Can
February,
you
March.
repeat it? Can you repeat it again?
Um,
Hunting Stockholm Hunting Society.
you either go into Stockholm Hunting Society on Facebook, or you go to Gambian Christian community in Sweden, and you
Gambia
will
Christian Community in
in
Sweden,
Sweden. Yes,
and
GCCS
then and
on
then on.
Facebook, and in on Facebook, and there you can see all the activities that are happening and all everything that is in plan. So tune in there, go in there on the Stockholm Hunting Society Facebook page, or the Gambian Christian community in Sweden, their Facebook page, and you will get all the information that you need.
Tune in there, says Pascal Goswell, with the invitation of all are invited. And this doesn't limit to only Gambians and the different tribes of the Gambia, but actually internationally. Swedish, Danish, Norwegian, American, Canada, everybody. I mean, being the Arab, being a Western person, being a South American person. I think this is a society, even though it has a secrecy, it invites every nationality among them in their parties. And as you can see, I think I saw a Swedish man that was taking a picture. And whilst he was taking the picture, he was dancing as well.
Papa J, let me tell you something. We were in Helsingborg playing, and there was this guy that has been following us the whole day, and he at the end of the day he decided that he wants to be part of he wants to be a member of the society.
Wow.
And so this is not only for like Gambians. Yeah, it's
Mhm.
people are most welcome to come and learn other people's culture and tradition if they want to, because it's an interest that the people are. The only thing it's you have to respect the
Rules
laws
and
and
regulations.
regulations that are in the society. So everyone is welcome. So next year, next Easter, everyone is welcome here in Stockholm, and you will see the Stockholm Hunting Society with the Gambian Christian community here. It's called Gambian Christian community, but in Gambia, people know that Muslims and Christians will live together, and
Yeah,
even
yeah,
in the
yeah, yeah.
country.
The name actually,
Yeah,
I can talk a little about
yeah,
being a Gambian Christian. This it doesn't mean that your society is based on
no,
Christianity or any
no,
religion. No, it's not.
no,
It's not religious
no,
affiliated.
no.
So everybody is welcome. Yeah,
Yeah, and that's why it's called Stockholm Hunting Society.
beautiful.
Yeah.
So gather a wonderful explanation which I believe whoever is not within your society will start understanding what your society is about and how the society is built and where the society originated from. From its origin after migration, from the abolition of slavery, one understands how the migration came all the way down to the Gambia, from Nigeria, Sierra Leone to the Gambia. So Gaza, now we are in the Gambia. When did this society first arrive in our country?
Well, Papa G, I can tell you that the culture that we play right now, the tradition that we play right now, the hunting has been existing for over, if I'm right, for over 55 years now.
Mhm.
And um, then by then you had you had groups that were there. that formed when these people came with some doctors that joined and decided they wanted to form these societies in the Gambia, and they wanted to make sure that the culture stays in the Gambia as well. And you had groups like Dogomoro that was there. You have the Omojasa, and you have Odile Hunting Society, which is the oldest society right now.
So these are the original groups that came
Yeah,
together. They came there as groups, yeah.
no, these were groups that were formed there, and you had
Okay, they
members.
were formed in the Gambia.
These are members that have come from Sierra Leone, like
Okay,
I did here. Being a member from the Gambia, I moved here to Stockholm, and then I decided to form. We decided to form Stockholm Hunting Society here, and this is how
okay,
it started because it was already existing back in Freetown, and these people migrated to Gambia and decided to form these groups in the Gambia. So
okay.
you
Excuse
had
me.
you have the older groups called Dogomoro that was there,
Dugumoro, yeah.
the Omojasa, and then came the Odile Hunting,
Odile,
and then you have Ekumbaba Hunting Society,
Ekumbaba Ode.
Ekumbaba Ode Hunting Society. Then you have the Ijiroko, which is the only hunting society in the combos of Serekunda in the Gambia, and
Okay.
then you have the Midlands and the Mid East. These
Yes.
are the
Yes. Let me ask you. Was there a hunting society group called the Rainbow Nationals or the Rainbow something?
yeah. I think I've heard that name as well, but
Yes.
it's not been spoken so often nowadays because nowadays the only societies that you hear in recent years it's like the mighty Odile Hunting Society and the Ekumbaba Ode Hunting Society,
Yes,
which
if I should come there, there was one of the guys. I think he was among this Rainbow National also
yeah
that has that moved to Denmark. Is it Fufu Fufu?
yeah, I know Fufu. He passed away. May his soul rest in peace. Actually,
Oh, may his soul rest in peace.
yeah,
May his soul rest
yeah,
in peace. Yeah.
yeah,
But
yeah.
was he not part of this Rainbow National, or maybe
I,
I'm mistaken?
pretty sure I have no clue about him, and he's not been around my focus where but it's
Mm-hmm.
possible that when you call this all Aku people, all daddies, they all been most of them have been into these societies before.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So, Gaza, what is if we look at the Gambia since the hunting society or the Awo society arrived in the Gambia, and then different groups were formed, and how was like the relationship of these performances to the other indigenous people of the Gambia? Was it spread all over the country, or was it just localized at towns or cities? And if so localized, how was the interaction with other Gambians?
Papa J, I'm happy that you asked that question because if you even watch the history of the hunting up to date right now, it has been on one place, and that's Banjul, the Gambia, the
Banjul,
capital
yes,
city.
the city, yes.
And being the city,
And I think, not to interrupt you, that is also because most of the Akus actually were more in Banjul.
yeah,
Yeah.
and yeah, exactly, and it was centralized. So when you talk of hunting, it's Banjul. And
Mhm.
when you talk of hunting, most of it in Banjul, they talk about Banjul Central. And the only place where people tell you if there is a hunting play, you go to Fitzgerald, and that is where you find the people there. Of the little knowledge that I know about this one, but the thing that has changed within these years, then hunting wasn't anything that people can even go close to or how people are so close to it right now. Even this conversation that we're having right now, if it was by then, we wouldn't have it on the social media because no one talks about it. It is of even about 5 years ago that people started allowing societies allowing people to film or to take pictures of their huntings, of the masquerade itself. But it was totally forbidden. But we have to understand at times, because in modern days and technology, the culture, the religion, and everything has to adapt itself. So it goes viral, because now without social media, you wouldn't succeed. Most of the things that come out, it's through the social media that we're doing. And with this program, I don't know how many people are learning from it. And it's good that people are learning the culture where we come from, because you have Gambians that are born and raised in Europe or America that are just seeing these pictures and hearing, and they don't have a clue of what is it about. So going back to the topic here, hunting was basically very strict, and the societies were very, very, very tight up, and it's and often, if anything should leak out, or you go and discuss anything regarding anything that comes to the hunting, you know how hard it was for you to convince me to come and talk about this, being on this platform today, because I,
No,
I was like,
our conversation, there was a time that it was so heated, I started sweating.
but yeah, but at the same time, I decided, you know what, we have to, our kids need to know where we from. We the daddies that are doing this, and they just keep on seeing daddy moving in and out, not understanding it. This is something that we need to talk, so the kids can learn. But at the same time, there are certain things that I told you I wouldn't go into it. We wouldn't
Mm,
discuss it, because you you,
mm.
you you have to be a member to be able to do it.
Yeah, you
So
have to be
likewise,
initiated. Yeah.
yeah. So likewise, everything. But nowadays, I can tell you that it's it's the biggest carnival in the Gambia, and
Mm,
the biggest culture that we can be so proud of.
mm.
And when we come to that, you see, every New Year's, people are traveling from Europe or from America all the way to the Gambia to go and watch hunting. It was the how was it called, the Jammeh cultural I don't know how they call it.
Foot and puff or foot and puff.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
that was
foot
the
and puff.
only
Yeah.
cultural. That was the
That's the
only cultural.
Jola. That's the
Yeah,
Jola initiation
yeah,
ceremony.
yeah.
Mhm.
That was the only cultural event that I could say was even bigger. But now you go to Gambia on New Year's Day. I'm telling you, Papa J, 4 o'clock. If you don't cross the Denton Bridge, you wouldn't reach Banjul, because kids
Yeah,
are walking all the way from Serekunda, coming crossing the bridge, and
yeah,
just coming to Banjul, just to watch this rich cultural event. And
absolutely.
I feel so sorry for the kids when everything is done after 12 o'clock. You see kids. I'm driving my car, and kids are walking all the way back home because there is no transportation for them.
No, I gather I witnessed this myself, and I couldn't believe it because the times you were talking, it's like almost there is traffic jams, nothing coming from Banjul, but everything going towards Banjul, and whoever you talk to is just talking about going to Banjul for these events.
Yeah,
So I agree, it has become a mighty event that has taken over, to be
yeah,
honest.
and the ministry and the government of the Gambia, they need to help this. And thanks to Odile Hunting Society and Ekumbaba Hunting Society and Ijiroko and Midlands and this and Midis, all these big hunting groups that are still striving to keep the culture going. It's expensive nowadays. To play a hunting these days is expensive. But with all that, with all odds, these societies, they are doing their level best to make sure that they entertain the people. And we appreciate it. We love it. And it's something that we need to maintain. Papa J, on New Year's Day, I can tell you my whole New Year's Day. in Gambia. From the 31st, I wouldn't sleep until the second,
Wow.
because
Wow.
6 o'clock in the morning, by 5:30, 6, I'm already in Banjul.
Wow.
So by 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, the first huntings come out. The first medicines come out, and you could hear that's what they call the big devil. It's
Mhm.
you don't see any head or any head out of it. It's just the horns that you see, and people see different type of horns that comes. And after that, you have the small minor ones. You play 2 o'clock again, and you take out another devil 4 o'clock, and then the competition is at 6 o'clock. People want to see between Odile and Ekumbaba, which society brings the most expensive and fancy and original species that's coming
That the
out.
hunting can present. Basically, which one is more beautiful and presentable?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
So,
yeah. And by 6 o'clock, the whole of Fitzgerald it's packed up, because that's what they normally call the grand finale. And
mm,
it's so fantastic. It's so
mm,
enjoyable. It's
mm,
so
mm,
beautiful.
mm.
And bringing it out, you could see for the past few years, you could see normal beast, a normal animal, but nowadays you see very fancy ones. You saw the ones that the Stockholm Hunting Society brought. it was
Yeah.
it was a stripeless tiger. where where,
Yeah.
where can you find a stripeless tiger within these
Yeah.
days?
Yeah. So basically, what you're trying to say is these are actually, it has become one of the biggest carnivals in the
Yeah,
Gambia.
yeah.
So people can even travel to the Gambia after this coronavirus, actually, and we
Mm,
pray that it subsides and as soon as possible. And the way it is, by the way, in the Gambia, we pray for those that have it to be healed and those that don't have it to be protected, those that have lost their lives. Our condolences to all the families that have lost a loved one, definitely. So I'm coming back to you guys. What time, if you, because I know that there are Gambians abroad that plan, that specifically want to be in the Gambia before these events to witness it. So, I mean, talking to international people who would love to be in the Gambia, we hope when Corona subsides, what are the times that they can come to the Gambia to witness?
um, since it's always difficult for people to take more than 1 or 2 weeks holidays, and to be back home or to be away. Normally, if you want to see the best out of the best, it starts from Christmas Day. And within Christmas Day and New Year's, normally it normally falls. Christmas Day, it's almost the same day that the New Year's. That is what 1 week. So if you are there couple of days before the Christmas.
Yeah, say a week before Christmas, and then
Yeah,
have a 2 weeks holiday.
yeah,
Then you will
yeah,
be part of this fantastic, amazing
yeah,
carnival.
yeah. Because on Christmas Day, that's the time you have groups like Midlands, you have Midis, you have Gunshot, you have Fujusile. All these hunting societies, they play on Christmas Day.
And if you want to witness it in Stockholm, Sweden, what times? I think you have one that comes out at Easter as well.
Yeah, yeah. We normally have it on Easter, and it's always April, May, April, May. So normally it's within April and May when Easter falls around that time. So
And
so
do you have another one whilst the Gambia is happening? Do you have another one during Christmas in Sweden?
normally we used to have it before, but because of the poor turnout of the people, because most of the people have traveled back home to the Gambia to see these big societies. So
Mm,
so so we stopped playing on Christmas Eve, because people like myself, I'm not here.
mm.
So because that's the time I travel back home to Gambia to go and play with my with the society that I belong to. You could see the hat that I'm wearing today. It's an Odile Hunting Society hat right now.
Hat,
And if
yeah,
you if
yeah.
if you watch, I'm putting on a Stockholm Hunting Society shot
Hat,
representing
yeah, yeah,
with the Gambia here.
yeah. Beautiful,
So
beautiful,
this is where
beautiful.
I belong. This is home for me.
Beautiful, beautiful. So, Gaza, we thank you so much for the knowledge that you poured here. Thank you very much for accepting to be on this platform, Gunjur Online, on my show. My name is Papa J, and it's really amazing with the video representations that you showed here. And I think. This is a beginning of an era where we are aiming for our young ones to have more interest in our culture. Hence, what Bob Marley said, a man without the knowledge of his history is like tree without roots. And when we say man, that means both man and woman. It's not just male, but both man and woman. And we really hope for the best for you guys as a society in Stockholm, Sweden, and we hope that you can have the possibility to be able to introduce kids in Sweden. Hence, home is far, and all the ceremonies that happens there don't happen, but yet still if I think one is being recruited already now, the day they reach home, they can make up their minds so that, this culture and this beautiful, beautiful movement can continue generation after generation.
Um,
And my last question that I want to ask you, Pascal, is what you mentioned a little bit about the government coming in to assist. We know we have a body in the Gambia called the National Council for Arts and Culture.
yeah.
What, and then we have the university faculties as well. Now, thinking of these two, what would you like to wish for the hunting society in conjunction with these two bodies? The government, well, the National Council for Arts and Culture is part of it. So, and the university. What would you like to say that we don't know who is sitting listening?
Yeah. What I would like to emphasize and what I would like to plead is that um, the government comes and understand that this is a culture that is here to stay in our country, the Gambia, and things are getting more advanced and more expensive, and just to organize a whole day activity, from morning to dawn, it costs a lot of money. And with all the things the materials that we are doing for our nation, the Gambia, and the people of the nation, the people of the country, it costs a lot, because I think people can attest to that. They can witness that, because they have seen that during the New Year's, that the species that are coming out during the New Year's, they are not the species that are existing in the Gambia itself. But we just want to keep that. We just want to keep that, not to keep make it look a little bit boring, because Gambia it's not rich in nature, and we can have all these species. So just to make it more fancy and to make it more real, so people can see that these animals are existing outside as well. it we normally take our money, we normally take our cash, and our expenses as a society. It doesn't matter which society you join to, but all these societies, they spend a lot of money just for this
Mm,
specific day. And I'm
mhm,
just requesting that the government and the bodies, the minister of culture, and all these people can see the struggle that these societies are going through, and come and help them. I would also
mhm,
like to I would also like to talk to the groups as well, to make sure that they organize themselves as well, and try to make a delegation and go and talk to these people, which they have done early on, that I'm very aware of. But we will never give up. We will still continue asking for their help as well, because this is for our nation. This is for the future generation that we do it. And Papa J, I would just want to take the opportunity to thank you and your team, and the Gunjur Online team, for having me on your platform today. I'm um I just want to thank you so much for trusting in me and wanting to bring me on this program. And I hope I have done my level best to give out my little knowledge about where I'm from, my own identity.
Gaza Goswell, thank you very much first for your introduction, your content, and your saying goodbye. What you said is really beautiful, and I think the show is a beautiful show, and I wish and hope that all viewers enjoy the show like I enjoyed, and I can see Gaza, you like you said, it didn't me brought too. So viewers, we thank you so much for having the patience and sitting here with us, spending your time listening to us and this program, which is Gunjur Online. Today, as we said, it was about the Aku tribe and their special secret society called the Owl Secret Society or Hunting Secret Society or Combra History Society. And until then, we are about to say goodbye for now, and we thank you a lot. And before we go, we would like to play you the fairy two as a goodbye, because if that don't happen, I think I'll break everything here. I really want to stand and dance to that one before the program is over. So we take that fairy two as a goodbye to the whole program. So we create from them. We've been to watch this program with the with the Teluna, kushe, and if we, as we say before, if we say something, we know they're on the right road with the excuse we serve, and we hope say una enjoy. We hope say una enjoy. So thank you, una, and now for the prelude, Gaza. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Papa J.
Gunjur Online, Ferry number two, as a goodbye to everybody that was enjoying this program. Goodbye.